get rid of this mic stand for the moment so I can move out. Right folks, so that's what we're doing, you right? Hey! Good, I'm glad someone is. For those of you who've seen me before, you know one of the things I like to do is complain about the English language. And the first phrase to make the hit list of the cornucopia of disastrous language is the phrase right-hand man. Do you know what right-hand man means to me? It means you are a wanker. And why do we assume that it's a right-hand man? Why do we assume they're always right-handed? Suppose they're a southpaw. 1 in 10 of the population is left-handed, so surely that would be a bit discriminatory. And if he is left-handed, and you've got a left-hander who's a right-hand man, doesn't that mean his left hand is stronger than his right, so that makes him a crap wanker? What other ones? Oh yeah, deserve to die. Folks, no one deserves to die. Period, end of, next case. Deserving to die, people who deserve stuff, is like special preferential treatment. It's like, hey, you deserve something good, you deserve something bad, a special case. Considering everyone dies, why give preferential treatment to something that's going to happen in the first place, regardless of scenario? Another one, people who put variables on absolutes. For those of you who don't know what this means, a lot of sports commentators do it, particularly in the world of football. They go, oh yes, that shot from Blackout was absolutely almost unstoppable. If it's almost unstoppable, that means it was stoppable. Therefore, your statement is redundant, you simple-minded prick. Another one is, oh, I see what you're saying. No, you don't. No, unless you've got fucking synesthesia or something. And if you do see words instead of hitting them, God help you with a 3D TV. Be yourself. As if you can be anyone else, as if there's any other option. You can't metamorphosize yourself into Batman or some shit like that. Your DNA dictates who you are. You are a gestalt entity. There is only one of you. You cannot and will not change yourself. So why does be yourself need to be stated? Usually people who state this tend to say it for job interviews. They want to find out all your flaws, all your shit. So when they say be yourself, they say, ah, don't worry, just be yourself, you'll be fine. No, this cocker off the list, we'll get someone else in. And finally on the hit list of hate is the phrase perfect. There is no such thing as perfection, never has been, never will be, cannot physically be. Because perfection means without flaws, and given the subjective nature of human beings, what one person counts as a flaw, another person might class as a positive attribute. So the only way to think in a flawless world is to dictate that your opinion is the only opinion around. Such a high level of arrogance can never be viewed in a positive light as an attribute, it will only be viewed as a flaw, thus wrecking the utopial viewpoint of yourself. Therefore, perfection can never ever exist. Now on to a different tact, change in tact for a second. No, I wasn't streaking, that's okay. Different tact, I'm now going to give you 4 tips to balance the stupid budget. Because a lot of people are going on about how bad we're in debt, this GDP and all that stuff. 4 things to raise money for the budget. First of all, how about we take Piers Morgan to a wall, splay his legs and charge everyone a £5 to kick him in the knackers. I can guarantee you some people will at least pay twice. And for those of you who like Piers Morgan, okay, fine, we'll substitute Jeremy Clarkson. Always wise to have a backup plan. Next up, Trident submarines. Folks, there is no such thing as a score draw in a nuclear war. Just because we have nuclear submarines does not mean to say that if a nuclear missile comes over to hit us, we're going to be okay. A nuclear missile comes, we're fucked, okay? The nuclear missiles on Trident submarines cost £2 billion a year to run, and we don't need them, they're useless. Sell them to China, make sure they have used them, or better still, sell them to Japan. They need all the nuclear power they can get, given the damage to the Fukushima nuclear power plants. The third one is an idea for me, corporate run reality TV. I know I can't stand reality TV, but if you can't beat them, join them. How about we have a hit list of hate, and then we have everyone phoning in to find out the ideal tactics to kill these people. I'm going to start off with the Christmas Spectacular. The first spectacular of this show will deal with the members of the J. Goody fan club. And yes, they still exist. And my 4th tip to get the budget balanced, get rid of IVF on the NHS. If you want to have kids, put the work in or pay for IVF. And if you can't do either, do me a favour and adopt. Plain and simple. It's called being positive to society. Nowadays, different tangent coming in once again. I'm going to be dealing with what's happening in the news, because believe me, there are some dumb motherfuckers going around this world. Starting off with Justin Bieber. You see this picture? Hey, someone knows Justin Bieber. Yeah. Justin Bieber was caught smoking weed. For those of you who weren't here last week, I did a whole sketch about how drugs can be legalised to get rid of them from production. We don't need anything like that. Just do a picture of Justin Bieber doing any sort of drugs and the drug users will be too embarrassed to continue using them.
You've got Bieber fever!
No, I believe that's bubonic plague. I've got an idea for the Justin Bieber fan club. There's people who cut themselves because Justin Bieber was caught smoking weed. A little tip for you, folks. Okay? Don't go across the street, go down the road. And to further finish off the fan club, I am going to Photoshop a picture of Justin Bieber snorting cocaine off a fat horse tit whilst injecting heroin into the vein under his cock just to prove that his balls have actually dropped. That'll get rid of the fan club for good. Next up, Lynx deodorant space travel. For those of you who aren't aware, Lynx are currently running a competition to send someone into space. Would you trust someone who makes cans of deodorant with your life in a space shuttle?
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a problem with one of the boosters. Has someone got a can of Lynx to spray into it? We need to reignite this space shuttle.
And of course, you've always got the in-flight announcements. They're going to be even worse than the space shuttle.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are meant to be flying to Apollo, but due to a pilot error, we are going to Atlantis via Lynx Africa.
If you don't know Lynx deodorants, that joke's going to be completely lost on you. Oh yes, America, home of the perennially done for. Believe me, the American government has actually had a petition of 34,000 people plus to make a Death Star for 2016. I wish I was making this shit up. The government for once has actually done a sensible thing and vetoed it. They said no, we're not going to do it. But even then they couldn't get it right. Quote unquote, the BBC website said,
we are not going to build a Death Star because we are not in favour of destroying planets.
Obviously planet Earth is exempt from that. I know why they're not going to destroy other planets. No oil there. They're not going to invade a planet when there's no mineral resources to plunder. For those of you who do keep up with the news, and I don't think there's going to be too many of you, you hear about a grandma? She dried her clothes on a barbecue. This is in the news on Monday, and it made fairly famous news because every news agency who did report it went on carbon monoxide poisoning. So that, I want to know what happened here. Why the news agent didn't mention the fire risk? You got flames and you got flammable material. I think there's a connection there somewhere. Of course, the grandma broke every unwritten rule of the English culture by using the barbecue in winter. You should know by now that you should only use the barbecue for 1 week in summer and for that oddly warm day in March, which makes you think summer's just around the corner. But of course, I've saved my favourite two for last. Belfast and France. First of all, the flag riots in Belfast. 40 days of protest because they refused to fly the Union Jack every day of the calendar year. It makes you wonder how much rioting is going to go on while they actually do something that fucking matters in that country. It's going to be World War III every time they try and push through a health reform. It even gets worse because the BBC website, I like getting stuff on there, it's always usual bullshit, but it works quite well for comedy. They said that the only buses on Friday evening, they might have changed by now, Friday evening, the only buses that ran in Belfast headed straight to Belfast Airport. Sometimes this shit just writes itself, you don't even need a fucking punchline. But then of course you got the French Only today they had 50,000 plus protesters in Paris at an anti-gay marriage protest. Folks, I don't even need to express my ignorance on this subject, on the ignorance of gay marriage and why people are against it. But I am against gay marriage for one simple reason. I am against straight people getting married. Now I like that because a lot of people are going, hold on, he's against gay people getting married, hold on, where's the bigotry, where's the... Oh shit, he's actually used logic. Seriously folks, when was the last time you know of a genuinely happy married bloke? According to W.G. Wells, there are only 2 types of happy people in this world: happily married women and genuinely single men. And on that note, I'll bid you farewell. Take it easy, I have been ND, still am Colin Munyon. Good night!